So it's like I'm walking and I'm talking, right? I'm thinking of stuff. What I'm thinking is, it just kind of pops into my head and I start talking and stuff. So thinking, I don't really sit there and like I don't really do that. But I was like, there's something really weird about, things like nouns, like things, objects. And it's like, I was thinking about the sunlight, I was thinking about paint, like I was thinking about, I was talking about like cars, and the fact that you gotta like get a loan, and you gotta pay them off completely, and then you have to pay off the loan, and it's like, man, they need all that up front, and it's like, you've only had it a day, and yet they want it all up front, and it's like, damn, and it's like, you're basically chancing against chance, because you could pay for that thing all in full, and then chance could step in and be like, man, I'm gonna rain blue. It's gonna douse your car and it will no longer be that color. And it's like, what do? It's an act of God, right? And everyone's like, alright, it's blue everywhere, right? You're like, fuck my car, man, I really like that color it was. And they're like, I don't know what to tell you, I bought it. And it's like, for a day. Okay, but what are they gonna do? Like, compensate for the blue that just showed up? They're like, that's a bit absurd, sir. I'm not really sure what to do. Like, I don't even know what to do. Like, what even is this shit? Right, so anyways, it's a very strange buying the loan thing. Like, I don't really understand, like, why we as people can't seem to understand each other enough to be like, hey, you want to pay it off over time? Technically, if you buy it, you own it forever. Yeah. So you pay me all this money, and now you have it forever. And it's like, that's against all odds, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I guess so. The chances are you're going to get into a crash that's like, with a beetle, and like total the whole car the way cars are made nowadays. And you're like, damn, $75,000, really? I got a moonroof, and this is what happens? It's like serious business about this whole like fucking, loans and shit. If you as a business, like the way I see it, man, if you as a business person just cannot accept people paying stuff off over time, weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, whatever it is, you can't accept that sort of an option to be a part of your business safety net. Like, oh gosh, you need a little help? Like, no problem, man. I totally understand. Like, some people got cash. Some people got cash out the wazoo. And that's cool. That's good for you. But a lot of people don't. And it's like, a lot of people don't even feel comfortable doing that. Because of, like, probably these reasons that nobody really knows to say yet. Or they have said. Or a million reasons, right? It's just really scary giving away, like, fucking $75,000. So it's like, it's like, if you as a business person cannot accept, and I mean every single fucking business, that's the way it should be. It's like, if you can't accept another payment method or another payment plan, other than like, oh, you want a house? Well, yeah, it's $250 and it's in cash, so, it's in cash. At least 83% of it, I'd say, just to be on the safe side, because, technically we bartered for money, so it's like, how do you pay that all in cash? I understand it's hard to find. And you're like, dude, you're disgusting, man. You want this all in cash? And it's like, seriously, dude, that's basically what you're doing. Is you ask the cash people at the bank, hey, can you give them all this money? And you're like, man, I'm a gangster. I got it like that. You either do or they don't. I don't know. That's a lot of paper. Where do they keep it? And it was like, there's just going to be numbers on a screen. I guess that makes more sense, right? Who owns numbers? I don't know. Anyways, it's like, if you can't accept as a business person, that should be across the board, like other payments. Because if everybody doesn't seem to understand right now that everybody seriously will never be able to do anything if they couldn't have a payment plan option, then it's like, why do I have to do it like this? Because you get all your money. I get this car on chance, and chance alone against chance. Okay. For maybe even just one day before the thing goes to shit, and then I had to go through all this work to just get another one or some shit. I'm not even sure how that would work. Okay. And the bank says, here's all your money, we're just gonna... and trust our entire life savings back here, or at least a portion of it. You know, it is a life savings. And fucking, they're gonna pay us back. And it's like, that's so retarded. So the only people really making out is like the community at whole, because if that's the only way to fucking do it, we're like, well, alright, there's an option, I guess, because who the fuck has that kind of money? What if I want a car and a house? Like, geez, man, my car was $1,500. Sure, I put work into her, but like, oh yeah, okay, $46,000, yeah. Okay, like, I'll be saving forever until it rains blue, you know? And it's like, I don't understand why we can't do this for each other. Like, can we just do payment plans all the time? Fuck loans. Like, we'll pay it off in time. You've had it about a week, you paid about $57. Okay. Or it's like, I mean, rent a car. You know what I mean? Like, what's the difference? Because you're both playing with chance when you rent a car. You gotta, like, either sign a waiver for, like, insurance, or you gotta, like, make sure you don't ding a fucking thing in it. Or you gotta pay, like, some sort of price, or if you got insurance, you gotta, like, deal with that. Because you gotta do something to take care of it. You can't just be, like, you know, what is it, like, this sort of delinquent, you know, moment in your life. Anything could happen. It could be nothing to do with you and your fault. And it's like, you're both at the thrones of chance when you rent it. So when you buy it, it's like, fuck that. Somebody gets all their money and everybody else is vast out, and it's a community help. I think it would be better if they just said, pay it off in time. That way, if the car just, something fucking happens, act of God, whatever the fuck it is, I got as much money as I got out of it, because you only got so much out of it. Okay, so like, nobody's getting blowholed, you know what I'm saying? You only got it for so much time, you only got so much money, and wherever the fuck it went is like some junkyard with some, like, you know, suspender wearing mechanic with open toe shoes. I mean, he's walking around that motherfucker. Hell yeah. You know, that giant fucking magnet, like, car collector at junkyards. Just saw, what was that movie? I think it was The Brave Little Toaster or something. Man, epic, right? Like, is that thing real? Did they really use that? I mean, I've seen tow trucks that can kind of, you know, crank down the crane and boom up and fucking swing them bitches around, but a giant magnet, like, please, let me take that out. It's so serious, though. I mean, we could clearly take care of each other a little bit better than that, because, no, it's just a game of chance with the bank and you, and it's like, geez, man, like, how much trust they instill in you, but if you don't follow through, what happens? You either go bankrupt, or your insurance or something. Like, I'm not really sure how that works. It's like they just don't get their money. But it's like somebody has your money. So it's like, if you don't pay it, there are only so many dollar bills in current, like, in out and about. And some of them might be smashed down inside of a sewer drain, like, lost in the thrones of like 5 or 7 pounds of Indian dirt and clay and shit, and that's serious fucking, like, emulsion. I mean, what would you even call it? That's like tectonic fucking spectacular, because that clay will just eat it and, like, eat it. It's just woven cotton. I mean, it would just eat it. And it's like, now what? It's just missing. Okay, like, we could find it, but Jesus Christ, particle theory out there. Was like how I do this, and every scientist in the group is like, I think I'd like a slice of pizza and soda, and I quit. That's what I think. I mean, all this fuss, and it's like, well, we seem to understand how to rent a car at some obscene price unless you have some insurance cut break on it, where sometimes instead of 50 to 150 a day, it's $6. Now, how much are you paying a month to get that when you get it, whenever that is? It's like, man, I can't get a percentage of that back at least. I mean, maybe some places do that. They ask you if you have a percentage of it. Look, all I'm saying, I don't have to get into it. It's just, damn, man, it's so simple. Am I the only one thought of this or something? Can we just do payment plans all the time for anything? You know how more likely everybody's to have their happiness business will flourish, because they'll be like, wait, I can afford that now? Because some people seriously can't do the lump sum. They can't do it. And it's hard to explain why they can't. Because there's really no difference between, like, saving, but it's like, how long is it going to take them? 5 more years and their back's going to break if they just had a better mattress or any mattress. But they can't even afford a mattress. And it's like, damn, man. What if they wanted that really nice mattress? But it's just $400 more than they can afford. And the doctor's like, man, if you don't do something quick, your lungs are at risk. Your rib cage and your bones and your spinal cord and your fucking atlas back here and your like slip discs could happen at any time. And he's like, I don't know, like try to be careful. And some doctor trying to honestly take care of you because you can't afford a better mattress. And it's like these places can't just say, well, sir, we do have a few payment options. It's like, we have a once a week, we have a half the week, and then the other half of the week, we have bi-weekly. I mean, why can't they do this? Like, pay me in Kool-Aid. 1 cup per payment, but it's got to be really thick Kool-Aid. I mean, something, geez, I just don't understand. I'm not even upset about it. It's just, what is the deal? Maybe we're just obsessed with having, like, amounts of things, and we were like, dude, I kind of like this currency thing, so when they make it official in 19 fucking 13, 16, whatever it was, it's like, dude, we want to make it official. Like, I just want to have lots and lots and lots of it, and it's got to be all at once. Okay, but seriously, if I got into it with money, and so like this is business, is that they do the lump sum, because it really makes sense to absolutely nobody who is in them 1% or less percentile of the world's like wealth and income bracket, which is like, okay, 1%. I don't know where I went wrong. I'm no dummy. And it's like, I make enough to buy myself find myself even a pair of checkered sunglasses for half of what I'm used to, simply because they're kids. This is what excites me, man. And they can just lump sum pound that cash on the table like, bro, give me that fucking Shelby Cobra right there. I want that 4.2 second. 4.2 second. Man, 0 to 60, man, that's fast, man. It's like, okay, dude. Like it for you, I guess. I mean, I'm not upset. It's like, I can't do that. But, having a payment plan of like once a week, I'm like totally Joe Camel cool with that guy. Because I'm like, man, it's no sweat off my back. I'm not sweating my ass off. I'm not breaking my back. I'm not keeping my shirt off my back neither. And that's what matters. Is that we like obviously listen to each other by now. I mean, we're pretty much in the age of numbers where it's like, if everybody can't see how stupid it is to like try to possibly account for money by now. Like, we're going into the fucking over a century. If you think that shit's all gonna calculate right back up to where it started, like, you better start bartering now, because they won't get their fucking money back. And they definitely won't get it in the same condition. Who knows what the fuck money's like nowadays? It's like any element in the world. Pressure and temperature, it's a goddamn Grand Canyon now. What the fuck was it before? Just limestone rock, and then never any story guy just rolls up with his giant, like, rock roller, and he was like, man, this place is great. And he's such a big dude. I guess, like, time and space for, like, macro beings is totally different. He comes back, like, fucking 5 minutes later. He's like, what the fuck? God damn it. He's like, but it does make a great seat. So, like, he sits in it now or something. But, you know what I'm saying? This day and goddamn age, we gotta know by now that things have sort of changed. And we can't get kind of change a little bit better. I mean, for Christ's sake, payment plans. We can't just do that for every single business by now. Man, what is it, like 50 minutes on this? Sorry, I just get so heated on it. Because, like, damn, man. And I got no problem with my car. I don't even want a new one. It's not even a situation I'm dealing with. It's just, damn, I get so going. Like, I started talking about random shit, like, especially when I do, like, rap, freestyle rap. Like, random shit comes out. It's, like, just a stream of consciousness, basically, anything I got. And I'm like, whoa, I kind of thought about it. I was like, geez, that's like really bullshit, I'm like cloudy with a chance of meatballs. Like, who knows what'll happen to that car? And it's like, you give them all that money and it's fucking meatballs on your car. It's like bogus, dude. What do you do now? They got all their money and you get a meatball car? Or the transmission gets fucked up and you're out of car for a week? I mean, that sucks. You bought it in full, so that means they're like, it's not ours anymore. And it's like, this is your fucking product that you manufactured and sold to me like a salesman. Like, I should buy this. You know, business, you know what I'm saying? Real business. They just need some magicians on the set or something to those, like, car joints. Because they're like, hey, I wouldn't buy this car, like, this week. Because, you know, this, that, and the other thing. And they're like, whoa. They're like, that doesn't happen for, like, 25 years. And, like, all the magicians start, like, arguing with each other. Mathematicians and shit. They just start laughing and about how long these things actually happen. But it's like, well, it still has a chance, though. I don't know. Never mind. This wasn't a very good, funny tangent. Yeah, it's not a lot funnier in my head. A bunch of these really smarty-arties arguing back and forth at like a sales. Dude, seriously. I know these will fit my ear. I only understand what the different problems. Jeez, how long has it been? Only 16 minutes? Like, I'm in a fucking time-lapse, time warp area. I don't know, man. You know, maybe it's like spring cleaning, you know? There's like these cyclones that are silent and still, you know? Who says a cyclone's gotta look and be like a cyclone, like a tornado, right? There's so many fucking things. That it's like, why do we think just this? Or why is it just that? Like, are you sure? Okay, I mean, how does anybody know? How does anybody fucking know? You know, some people have had, like, just the weirdest experiences, and it's like, they haven't even had a soda today. And you're like, you okay, dude? And they're like the healthiest motherfucker. Like, what the fuck does that even matter, what they're eating or their health? Like, if they're having a crazy-ass experience, like, listen, at least. Like, we obviously could know a lot more about this world. You know, I mean, for instance, if fucking plants, and somehow we figured this out, are, like, taking this chlorophyll? Okay, or eating chlorophyll, or they no. They somehow make chlorophyll or eat chlorophyll or something. The light and then chemical something, and they eat whatever it is. They're their energy source, right? Light. And it's called something, and they eat it. Hooray, they're good to go. They're nice and happy, and they grow. And we're like, wow, you know, they take light and they do that. I was like, what the fuck? Okay, well, flowers, okay. Thomas Edison? Sure. And it's like light, that's a pretty big fucking category. It's like a lighter. Okay, matches. Alright. Yeah. Okay, so lightning, sure. Campfires, right. And it's like you rub the two things together till suddenly, bam, you've got flames. Anyways, but like what I'm talking about with the plants and the chlorophyll and shit is it's like, okay, so sunlight seems to take the paint off everything. Or like makes things fade. So it's like their chlorophyll. What the hell is that called? It's a process. I can't fucking remember. Why is this not staying on? It's some process, right? And it's like, okay, so the sunlight like seems to be hungry, and it's like, I mean, does it eat? I don't even know what that means. Eat. It's like, I like this color or something. Or it's like, man, I exist here. So it's like, dude, you gotta beat it for a couple minutes. Or maybe like the sun's like, oh gosh, I find you so attractive, Mr. You know, blue painted car with blue paint. And the blue's like, oh gosh. And it gets shy and fucking kind of dims down a bit for a few years or eons or for the rest of the car's life for all you know. But the sun, that's a pretty big deal. Wherever and whatever and however the fuck we figured that out, I guess. I mean, it really just kind of looks like something bright right there. I can't tell. It's like fucking gigantic. Beyond all measure. I mean, does anybody have a real scale to measure that? Not really, because we can't really go there and put it on a scale, so it's like, I guess. Yeah, it's like, and I'm not even upset. I just talk this way because I got a lot of feelings about it. I mean, it's like cameras, man. Or lenses. Like, that's not your memory. It's not your camera. Whatever the fuck that is in your brain. And it's like not your eyeballs. And it's not your feelings, your perception. It's not your position in space and time. You both can't exist like that. It's like it's obviously 1 billion, like it's absolutely incorrect to what it is. So you look at this other thing's perception, and you say, oh yeah, that makes sense. And like somehow we fill in the gaps, and we're like, dude, genius. And like, dude, you know, I gotta give a lot of credit because it's like you figured out how to fill in the fucking blanks. Sure. Now, are those really the fucking numerical values or whatever the fuck it is? I mean, you can't speak for that thing's perception fucking either. You know, how the fuck we came up with something else to have its own be our perception? It's like, I don't know. I don't really understand it. Because we're like, well, we can't get there, so we'll just build something to get there. It's like, okay, so like a surrogate? Fucking, like, what is this exactly? It's like a bodysuit, but it's really just an instrument. Bodysuit. I don't really understand, man. It doesn't really make sense to me. No, am I, like, against it? Or, like, can I not accept, like, rubric and teachings and everything we've figured out over the years, and it seems to be correct among most or all humans? Man, I'm not against. I'm not even saying it's false. Who fucking knows? All I'm saying is that how the fuck would anybody ever be able to, like, come to a real, like, how do you level with somebody like that? How'd you come to that conclusion? Well, we have these, like, high, you know, what's the words for this? Like, high power lens scope. Like, I'm not really sure what to call it. It's like an operation, you know, that a human needs to operate, or they programmed to operate, to view these things correctly, and somehow we know exactly how to find it. Now, that's not weird. It's like, okay, somehow somebody knew how to make shoes one day. I mean, we're intelligent. I understand that. You know, we come up with shit, and we like to do that. We are definitely inventors, and we fucking love that shit. We love to do that, you know? It's like a proud thing. It's like a happiness thing. It's like, we gotta do, you know? But it's like to really put all your fucking eggs in that basket and, like, seriously teach it that way without saying, but, or, and, you should also be aware, we should also at least let you know that it's cool to be a free thinker. Like, thoughts are always accepted. Like, you know, talk about whatever you think. Like, these things are important. Like, never, you know, because who knows? You could be another great of the great. Like, what does that even mean, man? You know, some people probably don't even understand. They just memorize, get the fuck out of the class. Like, who knows how many kids do that? I remember half of my schooling, and I'm like, I'm doing just fine on the smart scale of anything. I mean, I enjoy life. I think that's intelligent. You know, what the fuck else am I supposed to fucking do? I make little doodads and things here and there, and that's enough to keep me fucking happy. And I got ideas, and I got ways to keep myself entertained all hours of the day. This is what I can do naturally, and what more do I need? You know, it's so important to encourage, like, thought and free thinking, and don't think you're just a bunch of bullshit or that you're crazy. Because it's like, dude, you, like, look at the world for what it's worth. You talk to anybody else that can't own a 300 to who knows how many billions that fucking what's that thing called? A huge, oh my god, you know, it's a science freak, I can't even think of it. Anyway, it's like a fucking huge fucking thing. Like, gigantic. And it's like, oh my god. Talk about megapixels. It's like, forget it. You know, I think it's astounding that we can create something like that. That we can, and I will credit this, that in fact, it seems more times than not, maybe. I didn't do a survey. people look through that shit and see something cool. Look through one. But if I looked through it and saw something cool, I'd say, this is a pretty cool fucking thing you got here. It's like a kaleidoscope or something. Like that, just a full, obviously we don't fool each other. We'd be like, hey, I see those bits moving around up there. But I mean, you know what I mean? Make something we can like look at something cool and have this interesting, visual experience together is what I think. We love each other so much. Like, I'm trying to make sense of this. Because the fucking people leading the world right now in the world of science and math and strict, the new thinkers and the newcomers and the engagers and the performers and the fucking all the people moving like society forward now. There's always somebody hasn't thought like this and said, hey, has anybody got anything else? Because I'm kind of bored with this, like, it's just a bunch of circular, gigantic bodies or something. And, like, half of them must be like, whatever gigantic means, like, what does that mean? There is no planet scale. It operates that way for a planet. How do you weigh a planet? It's like there's a ground. Where? How do you weigh that? Does it weigh any? It's like I'm not even probably fucking give it any specification, numerical values at all. It lives in an environment that we live in. Technically, it's within our reach or something, or at least the reaches of our mind. Enjoy. But like, seriously, man, it's like the physics just, I won't say they're nil, but it's definitely on a spectrum that we can't really see. Well, there's gaseous clouds that are basically what you would liken it to, and it's like liken it to. I don't know how close you think you're getting to these planets, man. But if it's as far away as you have proclaimed it to say, about the distance of light years as opposed to a year here, I mean, you say it in a time sense, and it's like, okay, but not miles, it's time. Jeez, it's like, dude, you can't even put words to something like that. But it's like, I can't just be so close-minded as to say, don't even try, brother. It's a lost cause. It's like, sure, dude, paint me a picture. I fucking have no idea how to transfer this into that anyways. Like, just tell me what it seems like. And sure, I can chalk it up on my own. What color is it? Sure. And then what is it, purple? Oh, that's great, man. Sounds loving to me. I mean, what else would we say? Sounds like synthwave, man. I'm there. Retro. Fucking synthwave. Vaporwave. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, what else do we know about what we know? How much do you know about purple? How much does anybody know about purple? Like, I don't fucking know. What the hell is purple? Purple was... Forget it. I feel like I keep going on. Like, look at me go, man. I'm talking about purple now. Excuse me, I'm just keep it... Whoa! Oh my god, I want to bring my glasses. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna find another pair if I do. Yeah. Fucking fix them, man. Goddamn duct tape. Alright, well, I don't know. How long has it been? Golly. 29 minutes. I wish I had gotten more out. More separate topics altogether. Like a list of topics. Just that a bit more varied. And sometimes, man, my heart is so felt about something. And I just go on. And on, and I'm just like, whoa, I'm kind of tired of talking. Like, sounds like it happens. So, I think I'm about good with that. I feel like if it's not keeping the tempo that I'm trying to reach, but my patience is like, whoa, dude, your heart needs a minute. Like, just give it a break. So, 30 minutes roughly. Thanks for listening. I hope to have more things like this, but like I would like to keep a better tempo for you guys. So look forward to something a little better maybe next time and next time and next time. Like I'm always striving to do these things better. You know, for me, for you, just in general. It's obviously, I should always be striving to make things better. So, you know, have a good day. It's like 70 something here. And I'll hopefully make one a little bit later. Alright, bye.